On a stormy night, the kingdom of Izu was filled with celebration. After many years of waiting, Queen Amara had finally given birth to a child, a baby girl. The palace was alive with joy. Drums echoed through the halls. Servants ran from one place to another with smiles on their faces. The king stood proudly beside the queen, looking at the child with deep love. But as the lightning flashed across the sky, something unusual could be seen on the baby's forehead. There was a faint mark, a glowing mark, shaped like a star. Soft, gentle, but powerful. The palace priest looked closely and whispered, "This child is chosen." No one knew those words would soon become the reason for betrayal. Far from the celebration, a woman stood in the shadows. Her name was Lady Zuri. She watched everything silently. Her face was calm, but inside her heart, jealousy was growing. She had served the palace for many years. She believed she deserved more. Power, respect, a place close to the throne. But now everything belonged to the child. The child with a glowing mark, her eyes darkened. And in that moment, a dangerous thought was born. Later that night, when the palace became quiet, Lady Zuri moved carefully through the halls. Step by step, silent, invisible, she entered the queen's chamber. The queen was asleep. The baby lay peacefully beside her. The soft glow of the mark lit the child's face. For a moment, Lady Zuri hesitated, but her desire for power was stronger. Slowly, she picked up the baby. Then, she placed another child in her place. A different baby, a lie, and just like that, the truth was stolen. The royal princess was taken away, hidden, forgotten. She was raised in the servants' quarters of the same palace, given a new name, Zara. She grew up without knowing who she truly was. She worked every day, cleaned floors, carried water, lived a life of struggle. Meanwhile, another girl grew up in the royal chambers. Princess Nila, she wore gold. She lived in comfort. She was loved, but she was not the true heir. As Zara grew older, she felt something strange. She never felt like she belonged. No matter how hard she worked, it was never enough. The other servants mocked her. They spoke harshly to her. Even Lady Zuri treated her with coldness. Zara often sat alone at night, looking at the sky, wondering why her life felt so empty. Deep inside her heart, she felt there was more to her story, but she did not know what it was. Zara always kept her hair covering her forehead because from a young age she was warned, never let anyone see your forehead. She never understood why, but sometimes when she was alone, she would move her hair aside and there it was, a small star-shaped mark, faint but real. Sometimes it felt warm, sometimes it felt alive, like it was waiting. As the year passed, strange things began to happen around Zara. One day, a pot broke without anyone touching it. Another day, the wind rushed into the room suddenly. Once she cried deeply, rain began to fall. Even though the sky was clear before, Zara became afraid. The others became afraid too. "She is not normal," they whispered. But Zara did not understand what was happening. In the palace lived an old guard named Babatunde. He had served the king for many years. He was there the night the princess was born. He remembered the storm, the confusion, the strange silence. One day he saw Zara's hair moved slightly, and for a brief moment, He saw the mark. His heart skipped. "That mark," he whispered. "It cannot be." From that moment, he began to watch her closely. Meanwhile, inside the palace, Princess Nila became very sick. She grew weak. She could not eat. She could not speak. The king and queen became worried. The best healers were called. They tried everything, but nothing worked. The palace was filled with tears. An old spiritual woman was brought to the palace. She looked at the princess. Then she looked around the room. Her voice was calm but powerful. "This is not sickness," she said. "This is the truth being rejected." The room fell silent. No one understood, but her words carried weight. That night, Zara could not sleep. She felt something strange. Her heart was beating fast. Her body felt warm. She touched her forehead. The mark was glowing, brighter than ever before. A force pulled her. She stood up and began to walk. Zara walked through the palace halls. The corridors were dark and quiet, but she was not afraid. Something was guiding her. Step by step, she moved forward until she reached the royal chamber. Inside the room, Princess Nila lay still. The queen sat beside her, crying softly. The king stood in silence. Zara stepped forward. No one stopped her. Her mark began to shine. A golden light filled the room. Zara raised her hand slowly. A soft warmth spread through the air. Moments later, Nila opened her eyes. The queen looked at Zara, then at the mark. Her eyes filled with tears. "That mark," she whispered. "I know it." Her voice trembled. "That is my child. The truth has been revealed." Babatunde stepped forward. He told everything. The night, the confusion, the hidden truths. The queen's face darkened, and the king's face as well darkened. The queen's heart broke. Lady Zuri could no longer hide. Lady Zuri was brought forward. Her eyes were exposed. Her betrayal revealed. The palace stood in silence. Justice was declared. Zara stood in the center of the palace, no longer a servant, no longer a forgotten. She was the true princess, the one with the mark, the one chosen by destiny. The queen embraced Zara tightly. Tears of joy filled her eyes. The king smiled with joy. For the first time, Zara felt truly loved. The kingdom rejoiced once again, but this time it was for the truth, for justice, for the destiny fulfilled, for destiny fulfilled. And so the girl they tried to erase became the princess they could never forget. Because no matter how deep a lie is buried, the truth will always rise. Dear story lovers, we have come to the end of the story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.